Hello humans, welcome to Alien Robot Tiger, a podcast about you.
Benjamin Franklin, Isaac Newton, Francis Bacon, what secret power did they possess? How does any man or woman achieve greatness? Is it not by having a great teacher? Learn otherworldly secrets, attune yourself to eldritch spheres, learn the wisdom of divine madness, the Miskatonic Fellowship Tutoring Service. Get paired with an unfathomable horror from another dimension to deepen your knowledge of the universe. Learn from experts in non-Euclidean geometry, blasphemous alchemies, cacophonous grammar, and the tenebrous arts. Nowhere else can you find constant personalized attention from your new phantasmal companion. A certificate of completion, entirely inscribed with the blood of a she-goat. Pay-as-you-learn tuition. Flexible ceremony hours with an amulet of time stretch. Reach out today and we will give you a 33.3-minute consult to answer any questions you might have. Want to find out more? Just search miskatonicU.edu/tutoring. That's miskathelponicu.edu/tutoring.
I am Robot, and with me are Alien.
Salutations.
And Tiger.
Hello.
And today we'll be recording a special episode where we shall not be talking about a meandering, philosophizing, deep discourse into all sorts of rambling various topics, but instead we'll be role-playing.
Pretending we're human.
Yay!
Fun.
What is better than talking about humans than pretending to be one? If you are interested in the rules of the role-playing game we will be playing called Universality, you cannot find it on the internet because I made it. Join us on Patreon for almost 3 hours of role-playing behind-the-scenes goodness. And the setting, and the character creation. With that said, let's jump in, shall we? Any opening thoughts or questions?
I don't think so.
As a death row prisoner once said famously, let's do this.
Very well. You row away on your commandeered longboat from the shore guard outpost where you have succeeded in getting them totally, completely obliterated drunk so that they do not follow the good ship Carnivaqua, where Lady Brilliant's traveling carnival and menagerie sail the waters of the Queen of the Ocean. As you sail away, you see a man run to the shore and shout something you can't decipher, but clearly someone has recognized your shenanigans and is unhappy about it. But you still hear shouting and laughter and see people passed out face down on the shore, and for now, it is not a problem.
I shout back, "Call me Nemo!"
You hear back something, I don't know, make a hard sense roll. That is looks like a partial success. Would you like to accept the partial success or try and modify it?
This seems like an appropriate situation for a partial success.
You only catch snatches, something about vengeance and justice. You row off. Alien, what is your character's name?
My character's name is Jasper Carls.
So Jasper is at the oars. Make a travel, some sort of sailing or rowboats or boats roll to get you back to the Carnivaqua.
Is there an assist function?
In this, yes, there is. You can join in a roll, which reduces the difficulty, but both of you must succeed. However, you cannot make rolls less than normal difficulty through assistance.
So this is hard, and we would make it normal if we both pass a normal check?
This is a normal roll.
This is a normal roll, so
your
I
assistance is not required. How'd you do?
3 and a 9.
And do you have any specialties that give you bonuses to boats or sailing?
Nope.
So right now you have a partial success. You can accept that, or you could spend a strain to raise that 3 to a 4, or an edge to re-roll it. Or I suppose a brilliance, which seems like it would be a waste, but to make the difficulty easy instead.
I guess I will strain myself to succeed this row check.
Okay. You row, and the Carnivaqua apparently is not waiting for you, and so You're rowing after it in the early morning light, and by the time you get there, you're gasping for breath. But you reach the brightly colored, rainbow-painted, and rainbow-sailed ship, the Carnivacqua, and they throw down a net for you to climb aboard. Just both of you make a normal move check, something related to climbing or shipboard movement.
I pass.
I partial.
Okay.
I've been drinking all night.
Yes.
I've been having to row the whole damn boat without you.
Jasper nimbly climbs aboard, but Otto, as you're trying to climb the nets, you get tangled up in them. And in the process, you were the one that was supposed to tie the rowboat to the ship. And you got tangled up, and that stressed you out, and you lost the rowboat.
Oh no. That's coming out of my paycheck.
Indeed.
I've fallen off the log this time.
But you do manage to eventually scramble aboard with some of the crew snickering and laughing at you. Lady Brilliant comes out from the rear cabin. She is a large woman in all dimensions, including weight and height and personality. No one knows exactly what color skin it is because she's always wearing various makeup. And she wears a gown of feathers that are taken from various tropical birds. And she often wears a masquerade mask, which can vary depending on her mood or the environment. And she comes out and says, "Look, our stalwart adventurers return, distracting the shore guard and allowing a safe passage to our next port of call."
I pretend I'm drunker than I actually am and stumble and fall on my face.
As an effect, or is there something you're trying to gain by this?
Otto is under the impression that he could get farther if people think he can't hold his liquor, so he can listen to things when they're drinking.
Oh, okay. So make an impress roll. It'll be hard because these are performing folk, able to recognize an actor more easily than others.
I am a little drunk, so that helps, right?
Yes.
Can I assist him in this as well by walking up to him and trying to help him to his feet and not throw up or throw up over the bow of the ship?
Sure. So that'll make both of you need a normal impress roll.
I also have 1 plus the showmanship. Would that be helpful?
Sure.
So I pass normal.
Okay.
I would partially success, but I think I'm going to hit my head really hard to help me fully succeed.
Yes, you make it more authentic by tripping and stumbling and hitting your head against the mast and then coming away blearily looking at your bloody hand. And you help him to his feet as he sways and staggers. Yeah, a bunch of people on the ship laugh at you, and then she says, "Disperse back to the rigging and the mast and the sails and the rudder. Let us go forth." And then the people all disperse, who are a mixture of carnival folk and thieves and small-time pirates and smugglers, and they all disperse, leaving you alone with Lady Brilliant. She approaches and says, in a little quieter tone, "You succeeded in stopping the shore guard from blocking our passage. How did you accomplish this?"
Well,
Got
here's...
them really drunk. Drunker than me.
I had a whole bunch of wine and some rum.
He says, an excellent ploy. Well,
Just, I hope the crew doesn't notice they're all missing.
I'm sure you can make it right. But with that proving of yourselves, consider yourself official crew members. You may rest anywhere on the deck. You must earn a spot below decks. But we make port of call in Port Crimson tomorrow. So you have until then to rest, and we'll set up the carnival.
Oh, thank you, my lady. I think right here will be fine.
And I just lie down where I'm standing and go to sleep.
I likewise stumble to the ground. You know that drunk person roll where I'm walking and then they're on the ground? I do one of those as adequately as I can, while being half as drunk as it would normally require.
Right. So you act twice as drunk.
It's twice as drunk as I'm feeling.
Right. To be drunk is necessary.
To be drunk is necessary.
He is necessarily drunk. He's just putting the extra mile in.
Or extra league, as it may be.
Yeah. Extra pint, whatever.
With that, you are able to rest, and while you are aboard the ship Carnivacqua, they provide food and what lodging there is. Unfortunately, there's no storm, but you're able to pretty much sleep all day since you were out all night. Normally you would need to eat some rations, but because you're on board the ship, they provide food. And so both of you recover a strain. And if either of you have a condition marked, you may clear one condition.
All right, I'll clear the weekend I have from earlier.
From character creation?
Yeah. Apparently that injury lasted about a decade. And just one good sleep on the deck of a ship helped my back.
I don't have any
Conditions marked?
conditions, so.
Very nice. In the morning, you're awakened after sleeping most of the day and the night to a beautiful golden sunrise, the sound of waves lapping on sand, and also the sounds of a port, bells and people shouting, and fish markets with people calling out, selling their wares and foodstuffs. And this whole city that you awaken and look out upon is made of wood and tiled in red stone that it looks like either it rained a little bit before you got here or perhaps the morning dew. All of the roofs are slick and wet, and it looks like the whole city is coated in blood. As you're looking out over the rail as the ship sails into a dock, Lady Brilliant is suddenly beside you. Her feather cloak has changed completely, so it's a reverse rainbow than it was, and the mask, instead of being one that covers her eyes then is a fan of bird feathers, is now looks like a wolf's snout and fur, and she nods to the port and says, "Are you wishing to perform, or do you have other ways of bringing value to Carnivaqua?"
I play a passable fiddle, ma'am.
I see.
I am a master of balls. All the crowds love my balls. They can't get enough of them.
Oh, excellent. Then we perhaps will set you up with your own side tent. You can fiddle, Otto, and Jasper, you can provide the main entertainment. And perhaps we'll send some other individuals around to aid them in lightening their pockets and perhaps delighting in delicacies from exotic places that may be smoked or imbibed otherwise. But head down below decks and head to the quartermaster, and he will give you a tent. And when we have set aside the carnival grounds, select an area on the periphery wherever you desire. And then, she says, speaking to everybody, the carnival shall begin. Let Port Crimson delight in our presence, and delight even more in our absence at the end. And the people aboard the ship chuckle and cheer and catcall, and they throw down big hawsers, and the ship is pulled into dock. I'm assuming you head down to the quartermaster?
Indeed.
All right. You go below decks. It is chaos down there, with people switching from sailor mode into performer mode and gathering up things varying from caged animals to liquor to bags of contraband they're smuggling into things to people already slipping out into the town to people securing the ship and stowing things. And yes, but you find the quartermaster, and he is one of the shortest men you've ever seen. When he's not the quartermaster, he is a tumbler, and they have exhibits where he presents as the world's smallest man, or depending on where they're at, the world's smallest fat man, because he is almost as big around as he is tall. When he sees you, he just points off to a crate off to the side, somehow knowing, even though you just left Lady Brilliant, what it is that you need. And however, this crate is surprisingly heavy and awkward. They've opened up actually in the side of the ship. Most ships don't have this, but they've actually lowered a ramp because they have a couple different decks, and it helps to get things like the exotic animals and things out. Mm-hmm. So they actually lower a ramp out, and so you can get it out. But
I imagine this ship looks like a very colorful version of Noah's Ark or something.
Kind of, yeah. It's huge. It's a giant ship. What is your strategy? How are you going to get the crate out? Just huck it between the two of you, or acquire some conveyance, or...
I'm in favor of the two of us doing it, but perhaps I can persuade one of the passerbys around here to assist us.
Okay, so like one of the people from the Carnivaqua, or one
of the people just running around the ship. I'm like,
Good friend, could you help an old man carry his cargo out to the fairgrounds?
All right. Does Jasper pretend to be old? Is that an artifice he has, or... Because he's not actually that old.
Yeah, he's in his 20s, but he looks like he's 60, so...
Right.
Yeah, he's spiritually an old man as well as physically, even though he's not chronologically.
Okay. Because everybody's busy, make a hard talk roll to try and convince someone to help you.
Okay, I don't think I have any bonuses for this.
Or if you have any penalties, those might apply as well.
I got a 1 and an 8. Partial success.
Okay. So you find a woman who her skin actually has tiger stripes. So she is the tiger lady, and she, puts on fur.
My kind of lady.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Her skin naturally has stripes, some affliction or mutation or who knows what. She's down shouting and cursing at something. And Jasper, when you approach asking for her help, she sees you come up and says, "What do you want?"
I just repeat what I said earlier.
She says, "Yes, I will help. But first, find that damn python that escaped."
I shall take on that challenge.
I shall join you. Sense deductive.
Okay, trying to deduce where the snake might have gone.
If I were a snake, where would I hide?
Okay, so that's your procedure.
Sense intuition. Can I intuit where a python might go?
Not sure if intuition works there.
I will definitely not be using my sense of smell to find a python. So it's just a normal sense roll for me.
So both of you go ahead and make your rolls hard.
Partial success.
It's hard. So 6.
Still partial.
10 and a 5, but I have my deductive +1, so that's a 10 and a 6, and I get a...
If you roll exactly, the dice matches it.
Got it.
Auto succeeds and you have a partial success.
Mm-hmm.
You look around and you find a cage full of snakes that derail you. And you're like, won't these work? But your character apparently doesn't know the difference between a python and a snake. So you bring her back a cage full of snakes. And you have found the python, which has gone below to the bilges. You're like, where would I go? I would go someplace more like my home environment, a jungle or a swamp or something.
Wet and dark.
Yes.
Mm.
And you head down to the bilges, which is smelly and damp and generally unpleasant and poorly lit.
Would work sailor help me dig a python out of the bilges? Or perhaps no oceanography? No.
I don't think so. Things that would work if you have work training, so it's animal training, or if you have impress, anything to do with...
Can I fiddle the python out of the bilges? Orpheus style.
I think that would be a heroic role if you were to attempt it. Unless you had some sort of supernatural fiddling ability.
Not yet.
But you're pretty sure looking out there, you see it churning through the water in the bilges.
What if I just holler to the tiger lady that her python's down here? Because she presumably has a training skill.
All right, so you just track her down and say you found it?
Yep.
Okay. You walk up and you're like, cage full of snakes.
Yes. Surely it's one of the ones in there.
And she just looks at you and looks at them and says, python, as though that has meaning, and then walks away, leaving you standing there staring at a cage of snakes in stupefaction. And then they go below to the bilges.
I'll follow them down.
You want to take the snakes or just leave the snakes there?
I'll leave the snakes. I'm not going to put them back where I found them. I'm just going to leave them in like a hallway somewhere.
So you go down, and she grabs a lantern and goes down there, shining around, and you definitely see something moving in there. And she says, "Oh, I should have figured. It always goes looking for the rats. I usually don't feed it until we're about to make landfall, because it goes kind of into hibernation, which is better for journeys. However, it escaped before I could feed it, so it is very, very hungry right now.
Perfect.
What we're going to do is," and she has this shepherd's crook. She says, "What I'd like you to do is try and hold it while I ensnare the head."
Okay, can I cast magic on the python?
I don't know. What do you have for specialties?
I have manipulating minds as a specialty.
Okay.
Does that count on a python?
It would be harder because it doesn't have as much of a mind. That's actually easier on more intelligent things.
Mm-hmm.
You could attempt it.
I shall attempt to not fiddle the python, but I shall hypnotize it with my balls.
All right, so you pull out your juggling balls.
Yeah.
Okay. As you're wading through, both of you just make a normal balance roll to not lose your footing in the slippery bilges.
That's a move.
Move, yes.
Move on ships counts?
Indeed.
That's 1 plus acrobatics assist.
Sure.
Okay. What was the difficulty?
Normal.
I pass.
Partial.
Okay. You go out and find there's essentially ribs that run down the length, and you step where you think there would be one and go under. While you're under there, you found the python. It's underwater swimming, and then it notices you. And meanwhile, you hike through and you find a midsection of it, but you don't know where its head is. You just see a lump of it kind of going over one of the ribs. And this python, before you saw movement, but it's bigger around than your thigh, and you don't even know how long it is. And meanwhile, she's kind of on the edges waiting for you to get it out so she can ensnare it.
And this is a human thigh. We're not talking about aliens' thighs.
No,
right?
not alien's thighs.
Yeah, I was looking at tiger's thighs and I was like, huh.
Yes, very different sort of thigh diameters there.
I gotta say, whoever built you, he definitely put a lot of effort into the thigh area.
Oh yeah, this old thing? I have better bodies, but...
Yeah. I just find it strange how the detail of the thigh is so much higher than the rest of the body.
Yeah, I don't know what was up with that. It looks like really intense musculature, and then look at this arm. It's like a twig.
Huh.
I don't know if it's half done or... Are you worried about dying? Well, it's time to worry just a tiny bit less, since digital personal uploads are here. With Quantumime's patented new process, we'll store a retrievable copy of your personality matrix in our high-security data storage array. Suffer a TBI? Restore from your last upload. Get murdered? No problem! Download your personality into a new body again in only a few short hours. Use the discount code ROBOTOMY to get 25% off your first upload. At Quantumime, we've got your back. Up. Due to data limitations, only 3 to 5% of most personalities can be currently uploaded. Almost 97% of customers survive the process. But anyway, back in the game, pretending to be humans. Tiger, you're staring down the barrel of a python. I don't know if it's loaded or not. Presumably not loaded, but it was what do you do?
Is this a fight roll?
Depends. Right now, it has just made eye contact. You have the initiative, so you can decide what to do about the situation of about 6 feet away underwater is a python that has just noticed you.
Well, I'm going to try to get back to the surface, because I don't fight well breathing water, or do anything breathing water, because I'm a human.
Okay. Make a swim roll, essentially move. And while that's going on, you have a chunk of the body. Jasper, what are you going to do?
I'm going to try to find the head because I cannot hypnotize the midsection of a python.
Okay. Make a sense roll to try and locate the head.
Would intuition again help? Can I intuit where a python's head is?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Partial success.
Okay. You manage to scramble out, and you're most of the way out of the water when it wraps around your legs. And so you're on a rib climbing out of the water, and you feel it constrict around your knees. Meanwhile.
Okay. So for sense, so what difficulty was it?
Normal.
I pass.
Okay. You see Otto start to pull himself out of the water, and suddenly he lurches under and is clinging to this rib. And then behind him, you see the head emerge, and it's looking at him. This tongue flickers out.
Okay, so can I now attempt to hypnotize the python?
Yes. Let's call it a hard roll.
Okay, hard roll, manipulating minds.
Yep.
Okay, so what do I do with my channel? I roll that first.
You roll all of your dice together. If the limit dice matches either of the others, then you mark a limit.
Okay, so it doesn't match. And what, it was hard, you said?
Doesn't it?
Yes.
That's a 10.
It's a 1.
So is that a 1? Oh yeah, it is a 1, sorry.
So it does match. So you mark a limit. Do you remember what your minor manifestation was? Was it random?
We chose random.
Yeah, we chose random.
So right now you have a partial success. I will locate the chart of...
Okay, I'm going to spend a brilliance to succeed.
That does not make you succeed. That would make it a normal roll, which would still not be a success. You can spend an edge to reroll that one.
And then what does strain do again?
Strain gives you a +1.
So that won't be enough. I will spend an edge to re-roll the 1 dice.
Very well.
Does that make it no longer a limit?
If you re-roll that, that's another one. You would mark another limit.
Okay. This is a 9, so now I succeed.
That's a 6, but you still succeed.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
But you needed a 6. So you begin an edge.
Oh, nice.
And because you have a star in channel, you also get a strain.
Sweet.
Very nice.
Yes, you succeed. You see its tongue flicker, and it starts to rear up as Otto is pulling himself free, and it starts to distend its mouth, like to swallow. And then you're there with your balls.
Yeah.
And they're in your hands. They're dancing and weaving and gleaming, shimmering.
They're shimmering. They're emitting light. They're moving of their own accord. Like, I'm not even touching my balls. They're just moving through the air on their own.
Mm-hmm. Yes. You display your balls in a brilliant, beautiful manner that entirely mesmerizes the snake, and it seems to forget it was about to swallow Otto. And in fact, it lets go of you completely, and you scramble out. You didn't even know where it was. And you pull out and see it's from you to me away, but it's staring over at Jasper's fascinating set of balls. Roll a die 100. Let's see what sort of manifestation happens.
So for the limit, do I fill out one or both of these?
You fill in both.
Both, okay.
There is a thing where you can upgrade your limit, and that means you only fill half. But
and where's the 100 die?
Roll 1 dice first. That's the 10s, and the second
roll
one
the
is
orange one and
Yeah.
Your other one has all the...
So 40. Yeah, 40.
As you do that, so as the balls are spinning, the wood creaks and groans, and some of the ribs nearby go from a nice functional rounded shape and they straighten out. You don't know exactly what causes that, but that is what happens.
Can I deduce from my knowledge of ships, is that a good or a bad thing if those straighten out?
Yeah, make a no, something like ships or oceans or...
Let's see, I'll just do a normal no. Partial success.
You're not sure if it's bad. However, it was not that way when they made it. And you don't look around and you see almost no straight things. Down the middle of the ship, the keel of the ship, there's some straight ones, and the things supporting the deck above you are straight. But for the rest of the ship, it's pretty much all rounded, except in the couple ribs nearby where it is now straight.
Okay, I will conveniently try to distract everybody's attention away from that, towards the giant python.
I think I'm occupied with the python.
Exactly.
Yes.
I will try to encourage, what's her name, Jessica? I never got her name.
You didn't get her name. The
Okay.
Tiger Lady is
Tiger Lady.
all you've known her
I'll
as.
call her Francesca. So Francesca, I will yell at her to capture the tiger.
Yes, at that point, she goes over and...
Python, not the tiger.
It's hard when you're talking about one animal, there's another sitting across from you. You're like,
Exactly.
the creature that could eat me right now. Oh, the snake.
Yeah.
I wouldn't eat either of you.
I would give you terrible indigestion.
And be crunchy.
Yes.
I don't even think I have the same amino type for you to eat.
Yeah, I don't know if that would be food. That would be like, I don't know, eating a wad of leaves or something.
Which I have seen cats do from time to time, which is strange.
Indeed. So anyway, with those shenanigans aside, she captures the snake and somehow managed to wrestle it back up to the deck, and you kind of carrying it. This thing is about 30 feet long. And the three of you carry it above decks and back to its cage and put it back inside. And she just throws a chicken in with it. And she just brushes her hands off and says, "Thank you. And what was it you needed?"
I need your help carrying this cargo out.
She says, "Oh, just use this little wagon that hauls the snake cage. We'll let him finish that chicken. Just take this and haul your stuff."
Perfect.
And
Thank
she
you.
just gives you a little, kind of like there's that store where it's like a giant warehouse that people shop in and they pay to get into it. Costco.
Mm.
Like those shopping carts. It's like one of those, but more primitive and meant for hauling snakes and tents instead of consumer electronics you don't need.
And expensive imports from Italy
So-
that you do need.
Need is such an interesting word. We could do an entire episode on it.
Let me tell you something, humans. If you have not eaten truffle before, you are missing out on it.
Indeed.
And if you have not drunk 10W30 straight from the can, well, actually, that's probably good for you. Probably don't do that.
Tiger, what have you done into Costco?
You know they're ribs. Those are good ribs. Preferably uncooked, but I know that's not usually the human preference.
I like how they have samples of everything. The other time I was in there and I sampled all sorts of things. I took some of those Tide Pods because I heard those are good. Tide Pods, is that what they're called? Yeah, I had some of those. They're amazing. I see how everybody was eating them a while back. I don't know if they were spilled because they were on the floor. There was a package on the floor. I assumed it was samples and they just, was serve yourself, but they're delicious.
Was it better than the BW20 or
10W30.
10W30, yes?
Yes. They would probably be great together. Next time I go back, I'll look for the Tide Pod samples and buy a can of 10W30. I'm looking forward to it now.
I'm getting hungry too.
This is like an advertisement for Costco. Go to Costco, buy things you don't need that are electronic, and enjoy their flatbed carts and eat some Tide Pods while you're there.
Or bring your robot friend their equivalent of tater tots and Coke.
Indeed.
Anybody from Costco listening, we'll take you as an advertiser.
Yes.
Just hit us up.
We'll advertise just this effectively. Anyway, you load that up into the little wagon and haul it without much further ado down the ramp.
On the way out, I will just casually mention to someone that they might want to have a look at the structural integrity of the bottom of the ship.
Just in passing.
Yeah.
And just like, just a side note, there's some straight bits down there.
Yeah, I was down in the drags of the ship and I couldn't help but notice the bow was a little straighter than it should be. Don't know how that happened. Also, there's pythons down there. Be careful, my young man.
You leave a deckhand perfectly bewildered, trying to figure out what that means. Both of those comments together. Either one on its own would probably be somewhat mystifying, but combined.
Well, I do have Mystic Speak as one of my specialties here.
Nice. So anyway, you head across the docks and find a place where The giant carnival tent is going up. They have a system of pulleys and winches and a bunch of wagons together that are choreographed, and giant animals, elephants and giraffeoids and things like that. And all of them working in concert, literally a concert, because they have an orchestra playing, partially like a marching band or a military. There's literally music playing, and they're charging people to watch setting up the tent. And of course, there's grifters and pickpockets going around and people selling snacks and food carts. They have this down to a science.
I think if Otto is okay, we should set up somewhere near, I don't know, is there like an entranceway to this carnivore?
They're setting up a bunch of rope barriers around the outside, but it's not formal yet.
Okay. I would look around for where people seem to be funneling the most into it and then set up shop near that, because we want to get from the largest crowd as we can.
Okay, because it's not fully formed, it's pretty chaotic, make a hard sense roll to see if you can discern where that is.
Can I intuit a good location to set this up?
How about deduction?
Sure. So you go and go, I wonder what best place feels like to have this. And you're like, I wonder rationally what would be the best place. Sure. Since you're both doing it, make it a normal roll.
I pass.
I partial again.
All right. You figure out just by the flow and walking around what feels like the best spot. And you're just like, in my gut, which is full of soupy stuff and organs for digestion and other human bits. And somehow the alignment of those, I guess that's what having a gut feeling is. The way your intestines are stacked tells you that this is the best place. Meanwhile,
it's like how people do tea reading. I do intestine reading, where I figure out the shape of the intestines and discern the future from that.
Yes.
I think they call that augury.
Oh, okay, yeah, I do augury.
But you don't have an augur.
Not yet.
Okay. So it's imaginary augury or hypothetical augury? Because he's not literally auguring his guts. He's...
Augur a drill to go through ice with, and augur the person who sifts through innards to tell the future are, I believe, even spelled different in English, but definitely mean different things.
Oh. So much more of modern construction and ancient Greek and Roman history is so much clearer now.
Indeed.
So I will just pretend to rearrange my organs, and through doing so, I'm able to discern a location. I just go to Otto and I just point and go like, right there.
Meanwhile, you have analysis paralysis. You're doing cost-benefit analysis and looking at traffic patterns and trying to figure out entertainment units per area. You see other people setting up and you're like, compared to a tiger lady, how much entertainment draw will we have?
He just juggled for a python to save my life. I think my estimation of our show just went up immensely.
So you pick a spot that feels right in your gizzard, and based on your kidneys' proximity to your spleen this morning, determine that this spot right here, that'd be perfect.
All right, we set up shop right here.
Both of you make a work roll to set up the tent.
Does my -1 to sorting impact this at all?
Unpacking it probably would, yes.
Okay.
Would plus to sailor help? Probably not.
Not really. Oh, it's a tent. I'll actually give you, because it's a tent.
Like ropes and
Yeah.
canvas.
I pass.
I also pass.
All right. In a relatively short period of time, before they've finished the orchestrating of the main tent, which is almost as big as the ship, it's impressive. You have your tent set up, and it is a two-sided tent and kind of rounded. So it's kind of like those helmets that they wear where it has a cap on the front and a chainmail off the back. It's kind of shaped like that. That's round to project sound out so they can see in to you two.
Okay.
What do you do?
Well, I say we start the show. What I was thinking is it'll be kind of like a Lindsey Stirling concert where Otto will be playing his fiddle, and then I'll be using my balls to produce disco lights and project images out of them, fly around like drones do in modern real-life concerts. So something like that. I will use my magic to enhance this show. For my magic, 2+ to showmanship, and 2+ to manipulating minds. Can I do both of those advantages at the same time, or is it advantage one or the other?
You can combine specialties and banes as well. So if you are legit not just showing stuff, but manipulating their emotions,
Yeah.
then yes, you could combine those.
I want to trigger deep emotions within them so they enjoy the show, and I want to manipulate them to give us money as appreciation for how much they enjoy the show.
So you're going down not just to, oh, this is kind of cool. You're going down to, I remember when my father used to play the spoons, and this reminds me of that, and I'm so grateful that they are playing the spoons for me that I must give them money.
Yeah. Or like an old man who has been in a wheelchair his whole life, rolls up to this and just feels so inspired by the music that he sits up and dances. Something like that.
I see.
I want miracles to occur.
Right, or at least the perception that miracles can occur.
Exactly.
Meanwhile,
As a corollary to that, you can normally apply 1 bonus to 1 dice. If you have 2 different specialties, can you put them on each dice?
no,
No.
you stack them all together and then apply them to 1 dice. And that is for game balance reasons.
Okay.
Because in playtesting, once there was a person that had +5s in 2 separate related abilities, and they're getting +5 on almost every roll, it turns out it's very difficult to fail when you do that.
Indeed.
And games, much like life without failure, are not as interesting as you'd think. We'll basically tie this to how much money you're going to try and bring in. The higher the difficulty, the more you're going to get paid from this, but the more likely you are to fail, because you might push it too far. If you're just okay with making a little bit, then that would be normal. Versus epic would be you're trying to outdo the main tent and get everyone coming to you instead of them. Or hard and heroic could be somewhere in between.
Okay.
So you have a +4, I have a +1.
Yeah, I do have a +4.
So should we shoot for like hard?
I was thinking hard. What does brilliance do again?
Brilliance reduces the difficulty by 1. So you could make it epic and then spend a brilliance, and at least for you, that would make it less difficulty.
Yeah, or I could do to be safer heroic and then spend this to reduce the difficulty level.
Right.
We're choosing together, yes?
Yeah, whatever difficulty you pick.
Okay, so if
That's
we
your
chose
difficulty.
heroic, you would still have to roll a heroic
Yeah.
roll.
Yes.
Okay, unless you want to spend it brilliance as well.
Or
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, heroic. So you're essentially rivaling the main attraction.
Yes.
Biggest little tent, at least.
Yes, indeed. And keep in mind, you can spend brilliance before or after the roll.
Okay.
So you spent yours before, right?
Yeah.
So that means it's now hard, and yours is heroic. If you wanted to spend it after, you could.
I'll spend it after.
Okay. Let's see. Hard, I passed with my +4.
Good thing you spent that brilliance before, because that is a critical success. If you had not spent that brilliance
It would have
before,
been a
that would have been a
critical
critical
failure.
failure.
Okay.
And because you got a crit, you regain that brilliance you spent.
Awesome.
Awesome to you too.
Thank
Though it's
you.
a little bit late to say awesome.
Radical.
I did not do so well.
Also, don't forget to roll your
Oh,
chain
yes.
lights. Hopefully it's not a 7, because
That would be a 3.
okay, because then it would be 2 limit, which makes it much stronger.
No.
So if I spend 1 brilliance and 1 strain,
That
that
would-
gets me to a partial success. And if I spend
Your edge, you get
an
reroll.
edge, I get to reroll.
Mhm.
Let's do it. Why not? We're
Spend
going
everything.
big. Going home.
Go big or go home.
Critical success.
Yeah, with excellent musical accompaniment, Jasper displays a otherworldly level of performance. As in, essentially the next morning, people talk about Carnivacqua and the fiddleball performance as what were the 2 best things about it. There was the fiddleball performance and everything else. Your act is essentially the star of the show. And it's the highlight. Everyone says, go through everything else first, but then go to the fiddleball tent because that's the climax of the show.
I'm imagining for the strain that he had to take, his fingers are bleeding at the end of the performance.
Yeah,
It's
right.
that intense.
Yeah. You literally pushed so hard that, fingernails are cracked and fingers are bleeding from playing for 6 hours straight without really even a break. And with the ball spinning around, you move around inside the tent too. And people, even from the back, it makes like shadow puppets of them moving around.
I'm doing a puppet show and a ball performance at the same time.
Yes. And with your puppet mastery tricks, weaves deep into their psyches. In some ways, they're addicted. The next day, they're craving it. So not just, that was a great performance. Like, I can't wait to see it again. No, I can't wait. People are starting to follow you around and like, do the ball thing again, I need it. However, both of you roll a dice.
Decahedron.
6.
8.
Combined, 2 of you rake in, and you can split this however, 14 strain quality coin.
7 each.
Yeah, 7 each. Split in half.
Oh, wow.
And we don't have to pay taxes to the Aqua Carnival.
Yes, part of that.
I imagine that's after taxes.
That's what you just netted
Okay.
raw. And to put it in perspective, each level of coin, one of those is 10 of the lower level. And for most purchases you make, you just mean regular level. So that is
Gold.
a phenomenal amount of money. In Dungeons and Dragons terms, the first level would be copper.
Copper,
the next
silver,
level would
gold,
be silver, gold,
platinum. Yeah.
Yes. So you essentially got 7 gold. And I'm talking old school gold, not new edition gold, where gold is like quarters.
Nice.
Doubloons.
Yes. And we also now have fanboys.
Yeah. Rabid fanboys.
Can I seduce one of our fangirls?
Sure. Just make a normal roll. Impress.
Yes.
Success. Yes.
A 7 and a 10.
Otto does not sleep alone that night.
Can I take several lucky men and women from this group and give them a private ball show?
Sure. Make an impress roll.
Does my showmanship help with this?
Perfect. To lure them off to the private showing.
Yeah. What's the difficulty level?
Normal.
I succeed.
And you rolled the target, so which means you get an edge back.
Nice. I sleep by myself, but after having a nice long night of extra oohs and ahs.
Yes, the most rabid of your fans get a private showing, and they've literally set up camp on the dock waiting for you. When they see you, they're like jumping up and down.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, Jasper, Jasper! And you rest for the night, and they again provide food and lodging. At one point, the quartermaster comes around and says that since you're new, you owe them half of your take.
Can I persuade them to lower that number?
Sure. Make because your performance was so successful, just make it hard. Normally it would be quite difficult to talk them down, but because you brought so many people in, just make a hard talk roll to negotiate that down.
Partial success.
I'm going to negotiate not for less of the take, but for a promotion.
Okay. So less future take, essentially.
Yes, and more ability to... more clout. Whatever that translates into around here.
And is that for both of us?
No.
Just for
me.
himself?
Okay. So again, hard talk roll.
Nope.
That's a failure.
Can I actually spend 1 edge to re-roll this?
Yes.
Okay, hold on a second. Oh, a 10.
Perfect.
Okay, so it's now success.
Good thing about failing is you get an XP in talk. You learn from your mistakes. However, he says your share is 70%, which is essentially 5 of the 7. And you succeed on your negotiate. You talk it down to 30%.
Oh, down to 30, okay.
Yeah.
So what's
Essentially
30?
2, rounding approximately.
Okay, so I pay him 2 of this?
Yes.
Okay. I will give Otto one of mine as a backup, because apparently I think that they cheated him out of that, so...
Why, thank you.
Yes, you now have 3.
That next morning, Otto is laying in your cramped and crowded and noisy hold in your hammock, which apparently can hold 2 people, you discover. And Jasper, because everyone's talking about you, apparently the star gets to sleep up in the crow's nest, where there's actually a little cabin. And both of you awaken satisfied and happy, and that feeling of satisfaction of having entertained people. And that is slightly tinged by screams of fire and the thick smell of roiling smoke. And we'll stop there.
Well, until next time.
Yes, until next time. Continue the adventures of Jasper and Otto.
The Fiddleballers. This has been Alien Robot Tiger. Again, for more, check us out on Patreon. And does awesome work like aloha? We determined it's a greeting, but is it also a way of saying goodbye?
I have not seen very many instances of humans using awesome as a goodbye, so no, but we could perhaps start the trend. Awesome, viewers.
Awesome.
I think I'll just stick with aloha, thank you.
Viewers. Thanks for listening to Alien Robot Tiger. For more content and private Discord access, consider joining us on Patreon.
Hello, humans. This is Alien, star of the hit podcast Alien Robot Tiger, an official galactic stud. Here to introduce to you my newest line of men's underwear, Alien Wears.
Opening shot of Alien looking confident, wearing Alien Wears boxer shorts, standing against a modern urban backdrop.
Introducing the ultimate in comfort, style, and confidence for today's modern male Homo sapien.
Cut to close-up shots, highlighting the underwear's features. High-quality fabric, snug fit, and fashionable design.
Our brand new line of male Homo sapien underwear is engineered for the man who demands the best in every aspect of his life.
Show Alien moving comfortably and freely, demonstrating the underwear's flexibility.
Crafted from premium, breathing, and breathable xenofabric, our underwear offers unbeatable comfort that keeps you feeling fresh, dry, and moisturized all day long.
Cut to shots of the underwear in various styles and colors, emphasizing the range of choices available.
From classic designs to bold and trendy prints, we've got the perfect pair to match your style and personality.
Display a shot of the underwear's waistband with the brand logo.
Our signature waistband ensures a secure fit that stays in place, no matter how active or how spicy your day gets.
Cut to scenes of Alien doing his daily activities, working out, piloting his spacecraft, fighting on a scorched battlefield, and relaxing at home.
Whether you are conquering the boardroom, the bedroom, hitting the gym, or just unwinding after a long day, our underwear moves with you.
Close-up shot of the underwear's tag with the fabric composition.
And because quality matters, our underwear is made to last, wash after wash after wash.
Cut to a scene of Alien smiling confidently as he turns to wink at the camera.
Rediscover the confidence that comes with wearing the best. Discover Alien wears male Homo sapien underwear.
Display the brand name and tagline on the screen.
Upgrade your everyday with Alien wears. Order your pair today.